market is closed on June 22nd, 2022. We always start with our disclaimer, so let's do that. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, the 23rd of June, 2022. Remember, I can be wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. Today's pattern had the early high, tomorrow should have the early low. We said unless we gapped and promptly took out these highs, we should see lower prices regardless of how we closed. That's what we said. We got the lower prices, and in spite of the fact that we overtook all these highs, we couldn't hold on to them, and we closed under all these highs, despite rallying for 2 days straight from the open. Still haven't managed to close over these highs. During the day, we did get a signal from MEJT that higher prices would print, but they already have, so it's not telling us anything about tomorrow. Well, this is not the way the pattern usually plays out. Usually, you either rally into the close near the high. That didn't happen, and particularly when you have this high over this high, almost always you're going to close at new highs. Now, what counts isn't today's close, but tomorrow's open. So if we open up here, all that discrepancy goes away. The catch is when that doesn't happen, you typically have a straight line drop, and you can argue this was a straight line drop. So we got it, but that usually is followed by a weak close, and that didn't happen either. So I think there's a reasonable chance we have a gap one way or the other at tomorrow's open, but I'm going to be more non-committal in my call, which is this. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low. We could still gap up. Today's normally bullish pattern was bearish instead. Unless we gap and promptly overtake the high a day, we should see lower prices. Doesn't mean we have to close lower. Sentiment indicators remain at levels typical of market bottoms. Price action remains totally uninspiring, as 2 days of rallies couldn't manage a close over intraday highs. So it's not really as clear as picture as I'd like. We look for good likelihood of a gap tomorrow, but the only thing I'll say is if we don't clear this high early, ideally by gapping over it, we should see lower prices print. And that's today's call.